This episode is designed for you.
And I'm Julia. Today we're diving deep into a topic that truly resonates with many of us: how learning English can change your life. English is not just a language, it is a bridge that connects people across different cultures and backgrounds. It opens doors to opportunities that can enhance both your personal and professional life.
To understand the significance of English on a global scale, we must recognize that it is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. In fact, over 1.5 billion people speak English today, making it a universal tool for communication. This means that when you learn English, you are not just acquiring a skill, you are joining a global community. It allows you to connect with people from various countries, participate in international conversations, and engage with different cultures. Whether you are traveling, working, or simply making friends online, English serves as a common language that can enhance these interactions.
Moreover, English is the dominant language in many fields, including business, science, technology, and education. In the workplace, English proficiency can be a significant advantage. For instance, many multinational companies require their employees to communicate effectively in English. A study from the British Council revealed that 75% of employers prioritize English skills when hiring candidates. This statistic illustrates just how crucial it is to learn English, as it can directly impact your career opportunities and professional growth.
I remember when I first started learning English, I was hesitant and unsure of myself, but I pushed through those feelings because I knew that mastering the language could lead to incredible opportunities. One day, while attending a language exchange event, I met a woman from Brazil who had moved to my city. She told me that learning English had transformed her life completely. She was able to secure a job in a prestigious international company, travel to English-speaking countries, and even make friends from all over the world. Hearing her story inspired me and showed me that learning English could indeed change someone's life in ways I had never imagined.
Absolutely. And it's not just about professional success. Learning English can also enrich your personal life. For instance, think about the joy of understanding your favorite English movies or songs without relying on subtitles. The ability to connect with people through shared interests, conversations, and cultural experiences is a powerful benefit of learning the language. It enhances your overall quality of life, allowing you to explore new perspectives and engage with the world around you.
As we continue this episode, we will explore various aspects of how learning English can impact your life positively. From boosting your confidence to expanding your career opportunities, we will discuss practical strategies for starting your English learning journey and highlight inspiring stories from individuals who have transformed their lives through language learning. So, let's get started on this exciting adventure together. Let's begin by discussing the concept of English as a global language. When we say that English is spoken in many countries, we're talking about its role as a bridge that connects diverse cultures and communities. English has become the lingua franca of the world, meaning it is the common language that allows people from different linguistic backgrounds to communicate effectively. Whether you are in Europe, Asia, Africa, or the Americas, you will find that English is often the language of choice for international conversations. It's fascinating to think about how this language has transcended borders and created a sense of global connectivity.
That's absolutely right, Adam. The impact of English is especially evident in business, travel, and technology. In business, English is the primary language of communication for many multinational companies. If you think about it, meetings, presentations, and reports are often conducted in English, regardless of where the company is based. This commonality allows people from different countries to collaborate effectively. it opens up a world of opportunities for those who can speak and understand English, as they can participate in discussions that shape industries and markets. For example, in fields like finance, marketing, and information technology, proficiency in English is often a requirement for getting hired and succeeding in these roles.
In addition to business, let's talk about travel. English is often considered the international language of travel. When you travel to a foreign country, knowing English can be incredibly helpful. Whether you are navigating an airport, checking into a hotel, or asking for directions, English can make these interactions smoother and less stressful. In fact, many tourist destinations have English-speaking staff, making it easier for travelers to explore new places and cultures. Imagine being able to communicate with locals, learn about their traditions, and share your own experiences without the barrier of language.
Yes, and let's not forget about technology. With the rise of the internet and social media, English has become the dominant language of the online world. A significant portion of content on the internet, including websites, forums, and social media platforms, is in English. For anyone looking to access information, whether for personal interest or professional development, understanding English is essential. It enables you to participate in global discussions, access educational resources, and connect with people from around the world who share your interests.
Now, let's dive deeper into how English skills can directly affect your career opportunities. In today's competitive job market, many employers consider English proficiency a vital skill. According to research conducted by the British Council, nearly 70% of employers believe that English skills are important for career advancement. This statistic highlights how essential it is to be proficient in English if you want to stand out and excel in your chosen profession.
Absolutely. Many jobs today require employees to communicate in English, even if they are not working in an English-speaking country. For instance, careers in fields such as customer service, hospitality, healthcare, and education often demand a good level of English proficiency. In customer service, representatives frequently deal with international clients, and being able to understand and respond in English is crucial. Similarly, in the hospitality industry, staff members must communicate effectively with tourists who speak English.
Let's consider specific examples of careers where English is essential. For instance, if someone aspires to work in international relations or diplomacy, fluency in English is not just a plus, it is a requirement. Diplomatic discussions often take place in English, and being able to communicate clearly can significantly impact negotiations and relationships between countries. Another example is in the technology sector, where English is the primary language for programming and software development. Many programming languages use English-based syntax, and developers must understand English to read documentation and collaborate with global teams.
Furthermore, in the field of education, English teachers are in high demand worldwide. Many countries are looking for native or fluent English speakers to teach English as a second language. This opens up opportunities for individuals who are passionate about teaching and wish to travel abroad while making a difference in students' lives. Similarly, researchers and academics often publish their work in English, and knowing the language is crucial for anyone looking to contribute to international studies or attend global conferences.
To illustrate the transformative power of learning English, we have a special guest joining us today. Please welcome Sarah, who has experienced firsthand how learning English changed her life. Sarah, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Adam and Julia. I'm excited to share my story. A few years ago, I was working in a local company and my English skills were quite limited. I realized that many job opportunities were passing me by simply because I couldn't communicate effectively in English. So I decided to take a leap and invest time in learning the language. I enrolled in an English course and practiced every day. It was challenging at first, but gradually I became more confident.
That's inspiring, Sarah. What were some of the significant changes you noticed after you improved your English skills?
Well, after gaining proficiency, I was able to apply for a new job at an international company. In the interview, I felt much more confident speaking in English. I got the job, and it opened up a whole new world for me. I now work with colleagues from different countries and participate in projects that require strong English communication skills. It has been an incredible journey, and I encourage everyone to embrace learning English.
Thank you for sharing your experience, Sarah. Your story perfectly highlights how learning English can create new pathways and opportunities. It's proof that with dedication and effort, anyone can change their life through language learning.
Now, let's shift our focus to a very important aspect of learning English: personal growth. One of the most significant benefits of learning a new language is that it builds confidence. Think about it. Every time you learn a new word or phrase and use it correctly, you are taking a step forward in your language journey. This process not only helps you communicate, but also boosts your self-esteem. When you start speaking English, you may feel nervous at first, but with practice, you'll begin to feel more comfortable. This newfound confidence can transcend language learning and positively affect other areas of your life.
That's such a great point, Julia. When you speak English, there is this sense of pride that comes with being able to communicate in a new language. It shows that you are capable of taking on challenges and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. For instance, when I first began learning English, I would often hesitate to speak for fear of making mistakes. However, as I practiced and engaged in conversations, I began to notice a shift in my attitude. Every small success, whether it was ordering food in English or having a simple chat with a native speaker, filled me with pride and motivation to keep going. This growth in confidence not only helped me in my language skills, but also in other aspects of my personal and professional life.
Absolutely. And it's interesting how learning a language can make you more open to new experiences. For example, as you become more confident in your English skills, you might be more willing to participate in social events or networking opportunities that you would have otherwise avoided. This openness to new experiences can lead to meaningful connections and friendships. When you step out of your comfort zone, you discover not only more about the world around you, but also more about yourself. It's a beautiful cycle of growth and exploration.
Now let's delve into another vital aspect of learning English: cultural understanding. Learning English is not just about mastering grammar and vocabulary. It also opens the door to understanding the diverse cultures of English-speaking countries. Each language carries its own unique cultural nuances, and English is no different. By learning English, you gain insights into the customs, traditions, and values of people from different backgrounds. This cultural awareness fosters empathy and appreciation for others, which is essential in today's interconnected world.
Exactly. One of the joys of learning English is being able to enjoy English language movies, music, and literature. Think about your favorite films or songs. How much richer is the experience when you understand the language? You can fully appreciate the humor, emotions, and cultural references that might otherwise be lost in translation. Watching English movies can help improve your listening skills and pronunciation, while also exposing you to various accents and dialects. Plus, you get to enjoy the creativity of storytelling from different cultures.
Not to mention the incredible world of English literature. Many classic and contemporary authors have made profound contributions to global literature. Reading books in English not only improves your language skills, but also allows you to explore themes, ideas, and experiences that reflect different cultures. For example, novels like Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen offer insights into English society in the 19th century, while modern works like The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini touch on complex cultural issues. These literary experiences can enrich your understanding of the world and help you connect with people on a deeper level.
And let's not forget about music. English songs span a wide range of genres, from pop and rock to jazz and hip-hop. By listening to English music, you can enhance your vocabulary and improve your listening comprehension. Moreover, the emotions and stories conveyed through music resonate with many people. Sharing your favorite English songs with friends or discussing the lyrics can also lead to meaningful conversations about feelings, experiences, and cultural perspectives. Music truly is a universal language.
Now that we've discussed the importance of learning English for personal growth and cultural understanding, we want to hear from you, our listeners. We'd love for you to share your favorite English songs or books and tell us why they hold a special place in your heart. Perhaps a song has motivated you during tough times, or a book has opened your eyes to a new perspective.
Please take a moment to think about it. And if you have a song or book in mind, feel free to share it with us through our social media platforms or in the comments section of this episode. We will highlight some of your responses in our next podcast. Engaging with your favorite English media not only reinforces your language skills, but also connects you with the broader community of English learners. Your stories and insights might inspire others to explore new songs and books as well.
Exactly! So don't be shy. Let us know what you love about learning English and how it has impacted your life. We can't wait to hear from you. Let's dive into our next segment, where we discuss the practical benefits of speaking English. One of the most significant advantages is how it enhances your travel experiences. Speaking English makes traveling easier, allowing you to navigate through different countries with greater confidence. Imagine arriving in a foreign country and being able to communicate with the locals. You can ask for directions, order food, and even negotiate prices at markets. This ability to engage in conversation can make your travels more enjoyable and less stressful. When you can speak the language, you can immerse yourself in the culture much more fully.
Absolutely, Adam. Not only does English help you ask for help when you need it, but it also opens doors to making new friends from around the world. When you're traveling, you often meet fellow travelers and locals. Speaking English can create immediate connections with people who share similar interests. You might find yourself sharing stories, exploring the area together, or even forming lasting friendships. I remember traveling to a foreign country and meeting a group of backpackers who spoke English. We bonded over our shared experiences and explored the city together, making memories that I still cherish to this day.
That's a great point. Plus, speaking English allows you to participate in guided tours and group activities, where the language of instruction is often English. This can enrich your travel experience even further, as you can learn about the history and culture of the places you visit. For instance, joining an English-speaking tour of ancient ruins or a city's historical district provides valuable insights that you might miss if you cannot communicate effectively. The more you engage with your surroundings, the more fulfilling your travels will be.
Indeed. And it's not just about practicality, it's also about creating memories. When you can communicate in English, you're more likely to try new foods, participate in local customs, and embrace the adventure of exploring new places. Each experience becomes richer and more meaningful. So, whether you're taking a spontaneous trip or planning a detailed itinerary, speaking English can enhance every moment of your journey.
Now, let's shift gears and talk about another crucial benefit of learning English: access to information. In today's digital age, a significant amount of information available online is in English. From educational resources and news articles to tutorials and social media content, English is often the primary language used on the internet. This means that if you're proficient in English, you have a broader range of resources at your fingertips. You can easily access information that can help you in your studies, work, or personal interests.
Exactly. In many academic settings, English is the medium of instruction. Students pursuing higher education, especially in fields like science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, often need to be proficient in English to understand their coursework and research materials. Moreover, a lot of groundbreaking research is published in English, which means that students and professionals who are fluent in the language can stay updated with the latest developments in their fields. This access to information can be a game changer for anyone looking to advance their education or career.
And let's not forget about the role of English in professional development. Many companies operate on a global scale, and English is frequently used as the common language in international business. Being able to communicate effectively in English can give you a competitive edge when applying for jobs, as many employers look for candidates who can collaborate with international teams. Additionally, English proficiency can lead to better job opportunities, promotions, and even higher salaries. It can truly open up a world of possibilities in your career.
Furthermore, learning English allows you to engage with a vast amount of online content. You can participate in online forums, webinars, and virtual conferences that may be conducted in English. This exposure not only enhances your knowledge, but also helps you develop critical thinking skills as you interact with diverse viewpoints and ideas. By being able to navigate the English-speaking online world, you become a more informed and engaged global citizen.
Now, we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. We want to know about your travel experiences where speaking English has helped you. Perhaps you had an amazing adventure that was made easier because you could communicate with locals, or maybe you made a new friend who spoke English while traveling.
Please take a moment to reflect on your travels, and if you have a story to share, we encourage you to reach out to us. You can connect with us through our social media platforms or leave a comment in the section below this episode. Your experiences can inspire others who are learning English or planning to travel. Sharing these stories creates a sense of community among English learners, showing that we all can benefit from the language in various ways.
Exactly. Whether it's a funny incident that happened due to a language barrier, a heartwarming encounter with a local, or a lesson you learned while traveling, we want to hear all about it. These stories are not just entertaining. They also highlight the real-life benefits of learning English, making it even more relatable and encouraging for our listeners.
So don't hesitate to share your experiences. We can't wait to hear your stories and feature some of them in our upcoming episodes. Remember, your journey is part of a larger narrative, and together we can celebrate the impact that learning English has on our lives.
Now, let's dive into our final segment, where we'll discuss how to start learning English. One of the most effective strategies is daily practice. It's crucial to dedicate time to practice every day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Consistency is key when learning a new language, and making English practice a part of your daily routine can significantly accelerate your progress. You can start with simple activities, like reviewing vocabulary or listening to English podcasts, which are a great way to improve your comprehension skills while engaging with the language in a fun way.
Exactly. There are many resources available that make it easy to practice. For instance, you can use language learning apps like Duolingo, Babel, or Rosetta Stone, which offer short, interactive lessons that fit easily into your day. These apps are designed to be user-friendly and allow you to track your progress, making learning feel rewarding. You might find yourself motivated to continue once you see how much you've improved over time.
In addition to apps, watching English language videos, whether they are educational or just entertaining, can be a great way to learn. YouTube has countless channels dedicated to English learning, and platforms like Netflix offer a wide range of movies and shows in English. You can even turn on subtitles to help you connect the spoken language with written words. This method not only helps with listening skills, but also with pronunciation. You can repeat phrases after the characters to practice your speaking skills.
Reading simple articles or books in English is another fantastic way to practice. There are many websites where you can find graded readers, books written at different levels of difficulty, allowing you to progress at your own pace. You can also read news articles or blogs on topics that interest you. This approach helps expand your vocabulary and improves your reading comprehension. It's also a great way to learn about various cultures and current events.
Another effective strategy is to join a community. Engaging with others who are also learning English can provide motivation and support. Consider enrolling in English classes at a local community center or language school. These classes often provide structured learning environments where you can practice speaking with teachers and fellow students. Being in a classroom setting allows for interactive learning, which can help reinforce what you've studied on your own.
Joining clubs or conversation groups is another fantastic option. Many cities have clubs where people gather to practice speaking English in a friendly atmosphere. These meetups can be less intimidating than formal classes and can help build your confidence in speaking. Additionally, online forums and social media groups dedicated to English learning can provide valuable resources and connections with others. Websites like Meetup or Facebook often have groups where you can find local or virtual events focused on language practice.
Don't underestimate the power of online communities. Platforms like Reddit have various threads and groups for language learners where you can ask questions, share resources, and find practice partners. Engaging in conversations with native speakers can provide real-world experience and help you understand different accents and dialects, further enhancing your language skills.
Setting goals is essential for learning any new skill, including English. When you have clear, achievable goals, it becomes easier to measure your progress and stay motivated. Start with small, specific goals, such as learning 5 new words each week or being able to introduce yourself in English confidently. Over time, you can adjust these goals as you improve, perhaps aiming to hold a short conversation or write a paragraph in English.
Writing down your goals can also help solidify your commitment. Keep a language journal where you track your daily practice and accomplishments. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, as this will help keep your motivation high. Additionally, consider sharing your goals with friends or family, as they can provide encouragement and support throughout your learning journey.
Now, let's share some helpful resources that can assist you on your English learning journey. First, we have websites like BBC Learning English and English Club, which offer free lessons, quizzes, and audio materials for learners at all levels. They provide structured courses and a wealth of information to help you improve your skills.
For apps, as I mentioned earlier, you can try Duolingo for daily vocabulary practice, Memrise for vocabulary building with flashcards, or Busuu for structured language lessons and the opportunity to receive feedback from native speakers. All these platforms are great ways to practice on the go, ensuring that you can fit English learning into your busy life.
Books are also invaluable resources. Consider starting with graded readers, which are specially designed for language learners. Titles like Charlotte's Web or classic fairy tales, rewritten for language learners, can be enjoyable and manageable. Additionally, books like English Grammar in Use by Raymond Murphy can be excellent references for understanding grammar rules and usage.
Lastly, don't forget about podcasts and YouTube channels. Besides our podcast, you can listen to shows like English Class 101 or The English We Speak from the BBC, which cover various topics and language skills. On YouTube, channels like Engvid or Rachel's English offer lessons that range from grammar to pronunciation tips, catering to all levels of learners.
With all these resources at your disposal, starting your English learning journey doesn't have to be overwhelming. Remember, the key is to practice consistently, set realistic goals, and seek out a supportive community. By taking these steps, you'll be well on your way to mastering English and unlocking the many opportunities it can bring into your life.
Now that we've discussed how to start learning English, let's talk about something that many learners face along the way: challenges. Learning a new language can be a rewarding experience, but it also comes with its fair share of difficulties. One common challenge is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners worry about pronunciation errors or using incorrect grammar when speaking. This fear can prevent them from practicing and building their confidence. It's important to remember that making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process. Every language learner has been there, and it's how we improve.
Absolutely, Adam. Another challenge is the vast amount of vocabulary and grammar rules to learn. English has a large number of words, many of which have multiple meanings, making it easy to feel overwhelmed. Additionally, English grammar can be tricky, especially for speakers of languages with different structures. This can lead to frustration when learners don't see immediate progress. But the key here is to take it one step at a time. Instead of trying to learn everything at once, focus on a small set of vocabulary or a specific grammar rule each week. Break it down into manageable parts so it doesn't feel so overwhelming.
Developing a growth mindset can help in overcoming these challenges. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, consider them as opportunities to learn. When you approach challenges with this mindset, you're more likely to stay motivated and resilient. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. If you learned a new word or were able to hold a simple conversation, acknowledge that achievement.
Exactly. It's also helpful to remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Reflecting on your goals and aspirations can help maintain your motivation. Whether it's for travel, career advancement, or personal growth, keeping your reasons at the forefront can make the learning process feel more meaningful. Additionally, surrounding yourself with positive influences, such as supportive friends or fellow learners, can help you stay encouraged and focused on your journey.
Another strategy to tackle challenges is to integrate English into your daily life as much as possible. This immersion can significantly improve your language skills. For example, label objects around your home with their English names. This visual reminder helps reinforce vocabulary in a practical context. You can also change the language settings on your devices to English, which will help you become familiar with everyday terms and phrases.
Participating in language exchange programs can also be beneficial. These programs connect you with native English speakers who want to learn your language. You can practice speaking with each other, providing an opportunity to learn from one another. This not only improves your conversational skills, but also helps you gain insights into the cultural nuances of the language.
Active learning techniques can make a significant difference in your retention and understanding of the language. For instance, when learning new vocabulary, try using flashcards with words on one side of your memory. Another technique is to keep a language journal where you write down new words, phrases, or sentences you encounter throughout the day. Writing helps solidify your understanding and allows you to track your progress.
Listening to English podcasts like ours is also a great way to improve your listening skills and comprehension. Pay attention to how the speakers express their ideas and use language. You can even practice shadowing, which means repeating what you hear in real time. This exercise improves pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on communication and conveying your ideas clearly.
Engaging with the language beyond traditional learning can also enhance your experience. Try reading books or watching movies in English that interest you. Choose genres that you enjoy, as this will keep you engaged and motivated. As you watch or read, make note of new words or phrases and try to incorporate them into your conversations. This real-world application of language helps reinforce what you've learned.
Participating in online forums or social media groups where English is the primary language can further enhance your skills. Engaging in discussions or even reading comments can expose you to different expressions and slang, broadening your understanding of everyday language. Additionally, many online platforms host live language practice sessions, allowing you to converse with others in real time.
Now, we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. What challenges have you faced while learning English? How did you overcome them? Share your experiences with us on our social media or in the comments section of this podcast. Your stories may inspire others who are on the same journey.
And remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Be patient with yourself, embrace the process, and don't hesitate to seek support from your community or resources available to you. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal of fluency and opens doors to new opportunities. Together we can overcome any challenge that comes our way.
Now that we've discussed overcoming challenges, let's shift our focus to something uplifting and motivating. Success stories of individuals who have learned English and how it has changed their lives. These stories not only showcase the power of language, but also illustrate the diverse paths that learners take. First, I'd like to share the story of Maria, a woman from Brazil who dreamed of studying abroad.
Maria's journey is truly inspiring. She started learning English in high school but struggled with confidence. However, she dedicated herself to daily practice. She joined an online language exchange group where she could practice speaking with native English speakers. After months of hard work, she applied to a university in the United States. Maria was accepted, and learning English opened the door for her to achieve her academic dreams. Today, she is pursuing her master's degree and has even published a research paper. Her story shows that with dedication and practice, you can achieve your goals, no matter how challenging they may seem.
Absolutely, Julia. Another remarkable success story is that of Ahmed, a young man from Egypt. Ahmed learned English primarily through watching movies and listening to music. He loved American films and would often pause to repeat lines, mimicking the actors' accents. This method helped him develop a natural conversational style. Eventually, Ahmed was able to secure a job at a multinational company in Cairo. His ability to speak English fluently not only helped him land the job, but also allowed him to interact with colleagues from around the world, enhancing his professional network.
Ahmed's story highlights how learning English can create professional opportunities. Speaking English opened doors for him that he never imagined possible. He was even selected to represent his company in an international conference, where he shared insights about his work with a global audience. This experience further boosted his confidence and showcased the importance of English in the business world.
Now let's talk about the role of community in language learning. We've heard from many listeners about how supportive friends and family can make a difference. For instance, let's consider the story of Priya, who grew up in India. Priya had a passion for travel and wanted to explore the world. However, she faced difficulties with English, which she knew was essential for her travels. With encouragement from her friends, she joined a local English club. Together, they practiced speaking, sharing travel experiences, and discussing their dreams.
Priya's involvement in the club not only improved her English skills, but also fostered lifelong friendships. Her confidence soared as she began to communicate more effectively. Priya eventually traveled to several countries where she engaged with locals and immersed herself in new cultures. Each experience reinforced her belief in the importance of learning English and the role her community played in her success.
Community support is invaluable. It reminds us that we are not alone in our learning journey. Whether through clubs, language exchange programs, or online forums, connecting with others can provide motivation and encouragement. Learners can share resources, tips, and success stories, creating an atmosphere of support that fosters growth.
We want to hear from you, our listeners. We've received several inspiring stories about how learning English has changed lives. Let's take a moment to share a few. First, we have a story from Daniel, who wrote in about how learning English helped him reconnect with his family living abroad. He shared that his grandmother only speaks English, and after years of feeling disconnected, he decided to learn the language. Now, he can have meaningful conversations with her and understand her stories, which has deepened their bond.
That's a beautiful story, Julia. We also have a story from Sophia, who mentioned that learning English allowed her to pursue her dream of becoming a travel writer. She started her own blog in English, sharing her adventures and experiences with a global audience. Sophia's passion for writing and her newfound language skills have given her the opportunity to connect with readers worldwide, demonstrating how English can amplify our voices and stories.
These stories remind us that learning English is not just about mastering a language. It's about building connections, fostering relationships, and opening doors to new experiences. Each success story is a testament to the transformative power of language and the countless opportunities it can create.
Before we wrap up this segment, we want to encourage all our listeners who may be feeling discouraged or unsure about their English learning journey. Remember that every small step you take brings you closer to your goals. Your story can be one of success, just like those we've shared today. Embrace the process, seek support from your community, and don't be afraid to dream big.
And if you're just starting, keep in mind that the journey may be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Surround yourself with positive influences, stay motivated, and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Learning English is not just a skill, it's a gateway to a world full of opportunities and connections.
As we conclude this segment, we invite you to share your success stories with us. How has learning English impacted your life? You can reach out to us on our social media platforms or leave a comment on our podcast page. We would love to feature your stories in future episodes.
Thank you for joining us today and for being a part of the English Globe community. Your journey is unique, and we're excited to support you every step of the way as you continue to learn and grow. Remember, learning English can truly change your life. That's so true, Adam. And to build that kind of regularity, I think it's really important to recognize that even short, focused study sessions each day can have an incredible impact over time. So, even if you only have 15 to 30 minutes a day to devote to English, it's far better to commit to that daily schedule than to try to do a long session once a week, as the consistent exposure helps reinforce your memory and gradually build your skills in a natural, steady way.
Another effective approach that I would recommend for anyone serious about learning English is to set very specific, realistic goals that you can track and measure. For instance, rather than aiming vaguely to get better at English, you could break it down into smaller objectives like learning 10 new vocabulary words each week, or practicing speaking aloud for 5 minutes daily, which makes it easier to gauge your progress and gives you a sense of achievement as you tick off these manageable steps.
Yes, and these goals don't have to be set in stone. In fact, it's often helpful to start with small, achievable targets, especially when you're just beginning, and then gradually increase the challenge as you build confidence, making your learning journey feel rewarding and attainable rather than overwhelming.
One of the best ways to stay motivated and keep your learning engaging is to tailor your study methods to suit your personal learning style, because each of us absorbs information differently. Some people are auditory learners who benefit from listening exercises, while others might be visual learners who prefer reading or watching content. So understanding what works best for you can make a world of difference.
For example, if you're an auditory learner, you might enjoy listening to English language podcasts, audiobooks, or music, while visual learners may find they retain information better by reading books, using flashcards, or watching videos with subtitles. And then there are kinesthetic learners, who often grasp concepts more effectively through hands-on practice, like speaking exercises or interactive games.
And don't feel confined to one method. Sometimes, using a mix of approaches can be incredibly helpful, as it keeps your routine fresh and gives you exposure to different contexts, which ultimately strengthens your understanding and adaptability with the language.
A helpful tip that often gets overlooked is the power of a dedicated, comfortable study environment, because where you study can have a huge impact on how focused and relaxed you feel. So finding a quiet, inviting space where you can immerse yourself in English, whether it's a cozy corner at home, a library, or even a coffee shop, can make each study session more enjoyable and productive.
That's a fantastic point, Julia. And I'd also recommend keeping a notebook or a digital document nearby to jot down new words, interesting phrases, or any questions that come up, because recording things as you learn them not only helps with memory retention, but also gives you something tangible to review and build on in future sessions.
When it comes to maintaining motivation, I think it's really important to acknowledge and celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small it may seem, because language learning is a journey filled with challenges, and taking the time to recognize your achievements, even if it's just learning a handful of new words or completing a study session, helps keep your spirits high and makes the process more rewarding.
Yes, rewarding yourself for reaching milestones can be a wonderful source of encouragement. Think about treating yourself to something you enjoy, like watching a movie in English or cooking a favorite meal, as this creates positive associations with studying and helps reinforce that feeling of accomplishment, which in turn motivates you to keep going.
And let's not forget that it's okay to have days when studying feels harder or you struggle with a concept. Every learner goes through these moments, and instead of getting discouraged, it's more helpful to view them as part of the process. Remember, persistence and patience are key to long-term success.
We thought it would be helpful for you to try creating a personalized learning plan right now. So if you have a notebook or a note-taking app handy, jot down what you hope to achieve with your English. Perhaps your goal is to improve your speaking skills for travel, or maybe you're focusing on reading comprehension for work or studies.
Once you've identified your main objective, write down a few specific actions that you can take consistently to work toward it. For example, if your focus is on vocabulary, aim to learn a certain number of new words each week. Or if you want to improve listening skills, make it a habit to listen to a podcast episode or watch a short video each day.
After that, plan out a schedule that works for you. It could be a daily commitment or something more flexible, but having a clear plan helps you stay on track. And don't forget to include small rewards for hitting each milestone, as this can make each step of your journey feel like an accomplishment.
We'd love for you to share your learning routines with us, because we know each of you has unique methods that work, and hearing from other learners can be inspiring and give us all new ideas. So, if you're comfortable, share with us on social media how you're incorporating English into your daily life, what goals you're setting, or any tips that have been especially helpful for you.
And for those of you just beginning or feeling unsure, don't hesitate to reach out with questions or ask for advice. Our community of learners is always supportive, and learning together makes the experience not only more enjoyable, but also more impactful.
Building strong, consistent learning habits isn't something that happens overnight, but with each day that you practice, you're investing in yourself and making real progress. So by creating a routine that's achievable and rewarding, you're setting yourself up for lasting success on your journey to mastering English.
And remember, the journey of learning English is just as important as the destination. The small steps you take each day, even when they feel challenging, are all part of the growth process. So take pride in every accomplishment, stay curious, and keep going because each moment you invest brings you closer to fluency.
You've already shown dedication by listening to this podcast and setting your intentions for learning. So keep moving forward with confidence and remember that we're all here to support you every step of the way.
As we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to think about all the incredible ways learning English can truly transform your life. We've explored so many valuable aspects, from how speaking English can open up job opportunities to how it can help you grow personally and connect with new people from all around the world.
Absolutely, Adam. We looked at the practical benefits that come with learning English, like making travel smoother and giving you access to a wealth of knowledge online. And then there's the personal growth that comes along too. Learning English can boost your confidence, expand your understanding of different cultures, and bring so much enrichment into your daily life. The benefits are truly endless.
So now, we want to encourage each of you listening to take that next step on your English learning journey. Whether you're just starting or already well along the path, remember that every bit of progress counts. Make a small goal for yourself today. Maybe it's practicing for 10 minutes, joining a language group, or even just listening to this podcast again to reinforce what we discussed.
Yes, and we'd love to hear from you too. What did you enjoy most about today's episode? Do you have any experiences with learning English that you'd like to share? Feel free to reach out to us on our social media or leave a comment. Sharing your thoughts not only helps us connect with you, but it also lets other listeners know they're not alone in this journey.
We really appreciate you tuning in and spending this time with us. It means a lot to us, and we're excited to be part of your English learning journey. Remember, every word, every phrase, and every sentence you learn